Welcome to podcast 13. We are back after a month or two off. Big news. Smash is coming to Switch.
Yep.
Not the biggest of surprises, but we're here this week to discuss our reactions, what we think and feel about the reveal, what we'd like to see from the game. If the game is a port, if it's a new game, I think it is. But we'll get into that. But just to begin, first and foremost, that reveal.
Ooh.
Okay, the way it was done.
It's good.
What's your thoughts on that?
I thought it was good. When I first saw the video, I thought it would be like a Splatoon sort of content release, because I've been doing them all year and I said they're going to support it for a couple of years. And I saw, obviously, the Splatoon characters. I was like, oh, what's this? Splatoon, not a bad game. I thought, okay, fair enough. And then, ooh, a little Mario and Zelda image. And I was like,
oh man, no! Even before that,
the Smash image.
Just the way the way they've done it. I mean, first and foremost, like, just get it away. This direct had Satoru Iwata's fingerprints all over it. This is like his blueprint brought back and done unique to Koizumi's way. And the end with one more thing is what Nintendo do best, and it built us up, showed us what looked like Splatoon 1 again. I was like, well, why would they bring Splatoon 1 over to the Switch? I mean, we've got Splatoon 2 now.
Yeah.
So, you know, it makes no sense in my head. I couldn't figure it out. So a part of me suspected it could be Smash, and then it gets dark. She turns around, see the reflection in the eye, and the build up that the non-direct sound as the sound creeps in is like Lord of the Rings style, sort of like sour and fire noise as the logo crops up. Like, this is a big deal, and they know it's a big deal. Nintendo knows now. They get it. They get it now. They finally get how to deliver their content to their customers. It took them a long while to sort of decades of growth and understanding of how to market. And I think they finally got it. Not perfected, because there's always room for improvements, but they're at their best they've ever been, giving the customers what they want, and letting them know
in the right way.
Yeah, exactly.
Well, what you've got to look at is with the way they showed Smash. So I've only recently been playing it in the last year, because I hadn't really been that interested in it. It was probably from you introducing me to it, which I thought it's a really good game. It's very addictive. I'm not great at it yet, but it's time. I adapt to fighting games very quickly, so I'm not overly worried. But it was just nice to see the way that they kind of crept it in. Like, whenever I see a character like Link and Mario together, and I'm like, well, they're two different franchises, and my first thought was, oh, Smash.
I mean, for a long-time veteran, since the original release, going out and buying it day one, it was expensive. It was an expensive game back in the day. It was like £55 back in N64 era.
Yeah, I remember seeing how expensive those N64 carts are. Showing our age.
the grey hair does that. No,
true.
For me, the logo was the reveal in the eye, because the logo is iconic. I mean, I've been playing it all these years. I mean, I know you're new to it with the Wii U. But yeah, it got me excited. But I'm not overly surprised. The surprise comes in the fact that it's coming this year, which I want to touch on really quickly as well. Nintendo have really, for the most part, more so than any other company, stayed true to their idea about revealing a game pretty soon within a window of when it comes out.
Yeah,
they like to reveal a game, and within 6 to 12 months you have that game playable.
Yeah,
there are two exceptions to that rule historically.
Yeah,
one is Zelda. It's always delayed. They will announce a Zelda and it will be delayed by a year or two, which everybody accepts because they end up being these 10 out of 10 experiences, at least for the most part, right?
Oh, yeah, but look a lot. Breath of the Wild,
Ocarina. Yeah, exactly, and they're both delayed games. Both.
It's perfection, though, isn't it?
Yeah, exactly. As Miyamoto said before, a delayed game is better than a bad game.
Yeah.
But with so you've got Zelda is one of those franchises. They've done it with Metroid Prime 4. I think they've done that because, again, they get what the consumer wants, and they want to let their users, their fans, know that this game will come.
Yes.
Because if they do reveal it when it will probably be made, you won't learn about it for a few years. And the Switch is was in a do or die moment for the fans, right? The Wii U was monumental flop in terms of units shipped and sold, right? So they want the Switch to maintain its momentum. So hey, here we're going to announce a game. We're going to give it to you. We probably only made the logo and info elements of Photoshop or something like that.
Yeah,
right? So,
that day or something. Yeah, I get it.
It's done, but we're letting you know. And then Pokemon, which normally is again revealed within about a year when it comes out, but I think they wanted to announce the Switch one perhaps a little bit sooner than when it would be ready, just to let people know, look, we're serious. Switch is the next console. We're moving everything over to it. So for me, Smash was always going to come. They revealed it, and when they revealed it, I had a sinking feeling, or not sinking feeling, a deep down feeling that it was definitely going to come that year. And it's a 2018, and I was like, yeah, great stuff. This is really good news.
What month?
What month? It's coming. Well, I want to get to that in a moment. See, so it comes to my second point I want to raise.
Yeah, that's fine.
It's coming in 2018. It's coming a year and a half to 2 years within the Switch's launch period.
Life cycle, yeah.
So the question is it a port a la Mario Kart Deluxe, or is it a new game? I straight out flat believe it's a new game.
Yeah, I do as well.
There's a couple of reasons for that. The logo is slightly different. I know it seems very minuscule, but the logo is slightly different.
Okay.
The way the characters have in Link, we know, is Breath of the Wild Link. So I mean, that could always be a different Link, obviously. But there's no mention of it being a port. They would have said that. They would have just said Deluxe, or they would have hinted towards it being the Wii U game. At least I feel.
Definitely, like I did with Mario Kart.
Yeah, I mean, Smash 4 is Smash 4 Wii U and Smash 4 3DS. Right? It's a kind of a play on words, really, because it's Smash 4 and it's for either one of those two consoles. And they could call this one Smash 4 Switch, but it still wouldn't be Smash 4, it'd be Smash 5. It might use the exact same assets, because why not? They work on the Wii U. The Switch is a slightly more powerful Wii U. It looks good enough. You've got all the character models in place. Development time could be redistributed to gameplay and new stages and new mechanics. So that makes sense. So at the very least, it's a semi-port, semi-new game. But I'd still class it as a new game. I mean, what point does a fighting game become a new game anyway, right?
Yeah, I see what you mean. It's just continually remade.
You know, what difference is there between COD Modern Warfare and COD Modern Warfare 2? They use the same assets, right? They use the same game engine. They use the same... I mean, you take the single-player content out of it, you're basically looking at maps. And that's the bulk difference. Tweaks the gameplay maps. FIFA, other sports titles.
FIFA's probably a better example because they are tweaking and just improving the graphics.
No, but that's the same from Modern Warfare 1 on the previous gen and Modern Warfare 2.
Yeah, they're identical.
Throughout, they're the same game engine, right? Yeah. But they're just universally accepted as a different game, and that's how I feel about Smash. If the new one looks and feels very similar to the Switch one, it won't be a new game if it has tons of new levels, newer characters, slight tweaks to gameplay, better features, UI overhaul, because the UI wasn't so great on both sides. Tried to be clever and it kind of backfired, got a bit convoluted. But yeah, I see it as a new game personally.
Yeah, I totally agree. It's a way that they've advertised it as like, not saying this is a port. They've kind of said this is Super Smash Bros. Yeah, exactly. And they haven't given it a number. They haven't given much else to it.
And back up, if it was a port, they would have had more footage.
Yeah, definitely.
I mean, and that footage would come quick if they didn't show it straight away. So we'd already be seeing like that. Another big thing to say is Sakurai came out. I don't know why they didn't mention this. Maybe because it was just a teaser reveal. But Sakurai has said that he is working on a game. Okay. And that's the guy who is responsible for Smash Brothers, who worked himself into the ground on the previous ones and said he was never going to make another Smash Brothers again because he was, I'm done, I'm burned out. Well, Nintendo's keeping him locked up in the basement, chained down, getting him to do what he needs to do. He's back on it, and that's important because he is Smash Brothers, in my opinion.
Okay.
So
as a newer player to Smash Bros, these are the things I don't know yet.
Yeah.
Because for me, this is kind of exciting because I want to see how it plays on the Switch, and it'll be handheld.
Oh yeah, I mean,
how's it going to play handheld?
Well, this is just it. Smash 4 for 3DS plays in terms of game engine wise the same as the Smash on the console, except the controls aren't as tight because it's not, it's very small. Yeah. It's got the slider stick rather than the actual analog stick.
But the Switch hasn't got that problem.
The Switch hasn't got that problem. That's right.
And are you going to use... are you going to be able to move the characters with your right hand and use the 4 directional pads, or do you do different do you do diagonal? I can't remember.
So one thing is for sure, well, I say for sure, I believe it's for sure, they're going to support the split Joy-Con method if you want, right?
Oh,
because
yeah.
that's the whole point of the Switch. Do you want to play Mario Kart? You take a Joy-Con, you take a Joy-Con. Everyone gets a Joy-Con and we play like locally. That's going to happen. I mean, the controls totally can support that because they have on the Wii remotes too.
Oh, yeah, of course. Because you're still going to have the angle and direction.
Yeah, exactly.
You don't need a lot of buttons.
Yeah, exactly. You've got all the buttons you need to do that. That doesn't sound like fun for me, who takes Smash a little bit more seriously. Or used to anyway, at least with Melee. Like, I just feel a bit constricted with some of the controls I've got. That's why I got the GameCube adapter for the Switch. What I want to see is GameCube themed Joy-Cons that are released, because that I'm aware of that purple Joy-Cons that have the ergonomical grip and button layout as what you'd expect from the GameCube.
But do you think that's why they've kind of
so good.
A slight sort of off topic, but they've just done a Joy-Con Pro adapter, which I was discussing with you the other day, and I wonder if they're going to do something like that, but you pop it in, it kind of becomes a GameCube style controller, maybe something like that.
But but with the GameCube controller itself, the ergonomics of that controller, the way that the analog stick has 8 directional ridges to lock into place, it just fits that game so well. It's so responsive and so tight. That's why the pro players use GameCube controllers.
No, I couldn't blame them. It's sick.
It's a really solid controller, and it still works so well for certain other games. And I'm still holding on. I mean, we digress a bit, but I'm still holding out for GameCube ports in terms of Virtual Console in some way or form, or whatever that will be. So bring back the GameCube controller as a Joy-Con. I mean, I own loads of GameCube controllers, and we already know it supports it via USB input.
Yeah, which we've already tested. Playing Mario Kart, Zelda, and all
it
of
plays
that.
well, right?
Yeah.
But I still would buy the Joy-Cons in some sort of GameCube shape, or tribute, if you like, homage to what the GameCube was. It's an improvement, because everything can be improved, but still tactile and analog enough in its feeling to work.
How well do you think the new Pro Controller will handle it? Because have you not looked how big the buttons are? Does something tells me, as we're talking about,
good for it.
Yeah. the problem is, something tells me that, hey, maybe the way that it's already formed, they're adapting the new Smash game to the Pro Controller more than the GameCube. They can say, right, you can use it.
Yeah, totally.
And then we'll be able to use that, because with the giant, the VA button, all the letter buttons are all kind of bigger.
The input buttons are larger and they're slightly more prominent and
tactile. Yeah, that's why I think it's more designed for Smash. The more and more I think about it.
And the shoulder buttons work a little bit better as well, because while I love the GameCube shoulder buttons and the analog 2-step click, half in, click, full way in, obviously there's Pro Controller and the Joy-Cons have a digital
they have digital, so it's
but that works better for what you're doing, right? You just essentially want to have a shield and then that to work instantaneously straight away.
Yeah.
So you might be right. I mean, maybe it's time to let go of the GameCube controller. I don't know.
I get what you're saying about the GameCube controller. I have 3. I'm gonna get another one, so I have 4, so we can have 4-player. Just because I know that we will play it 4-player at some point, even if it's just us 3 first.
Yeah. I mean,
we will get there.
It'd be interesting to see how we go moving forward. Coming in as a veteran player who's owned every version of it, both 3DS and the Wii U and all the versions before. Yeah. And you coming in fresh and new, like it'd be interesting to see how the final game appeals to both of us.
Because for me it's kind of a new IP.
Exactly. Yeah.
So it's
new consumer, new target market. Right?
So it's kind of good because we're going to have a different comparison. Because I'm very used to like Street Fighter, Killer Instinct, Mortal Kombat. I'm very deep into those style fighting games, and this is a steep learning curve for me.
Oh, because I think personally this game involves a wider breadth of skill.
Yes, because you've got the way you got block, the way you got to jump. It's very, very different.
It's not, I mean, like you look at professional Street Fighter players, right? And they're playing to the frame. I mean, literally playing to the frame, because one frame of a 60th second can mean the difference between them actually being able to
win or lose,
or not, right?
Yeah.
With Smash, that isn't necessarily the case. However, you are moving around in an environment that is a bit more platformer-like in its gameplay.
Yes.
And a little bit more about dodging than attacking, if anything else. And it can be 4 people on one screen, it can be 8 people on one screen.
Yeah.
There's a massive variety in movement, both linear and horizontal. Very slow, very sluggish, can float in the air. Other characters can't do that. So there's a lot more complexity to a game. A lot of people tend to Fox and basic stage because that's the ultimate peak in hand-eye communication, hand-eye coordination and performance. But take the pro players out of the way. Yeah, in terms of like those games, there's a lot more, I think personally, depth to what the game is. Partly from just the heritage in which the characters come from, all these different games and backgrounds.
But yeah, you've got such a different sort of moveset and the way that you're attacking each other, and you are right. You have to block, and you can block on different levels, and you can't do that in certain fighting games.
I mean, you can in some respects in some games, especially games where you're switching in like Marvel v Capcom 2 and things like that.
Yes, of course.
But I mean, I know where my son is.
You've got like Mortal Kombat's on the PS2 where you could do a 3D dodge, which was very, very useful, and I was very...
That period of semi 2.5D fighting games, right?
Yeah, which were... Yeah, that was a pinnacle. Yeah, it was, but that was... for me, that was a pinnacle, and that's kind of why Smash attracted me, because I'm getting a bit older now, so my reactions are a little bit slower than they used to be.
Well,
and I think that with something like Smash, it's interesting because it's not something I've played before, so it's not like the same thing for me.
Yeah. I mean, that's a good way of looking at it. I mean, one thing I want to make clear is I don't think Smash is a better game per se than these other games, right? As far
No.
It's just my personal opinion on what I like to play in terms of like for similar reasons to you. Smash has a much more open, casual vibe to it than other games. You can turn the items on, which are on by default, which gives other people more opportunity. But then again, you could be a bit more skilled in that. And so on and so forth. For the levels can be like huge platformer levels.
Or small arenas that you have to make sure you don't fall off the edge, which I kept doing.
It comes down to fun. I mean, obviously all games can be fun in their own way. But it's that Nintendo idea of let's make a fun game first and foremost that has cool niche ways, and it's a nostalgia trip. It's a massive nostalgia trip, that game in particular. You love Link, you can play as Link from Zelda.
Exactly.
I love Kirby, I can be Kirby, and if you love Captain Falcon, be Captain Falcon.
Definitely, you can be like loads of people in there. I do think that obviously because I'm quite newer to it, it's kind of one of these games that I will go out and buy because it's like
a pedigree game for the Switch, man.
Oh yeah, definitely.
100%.
I want to see how it works with Joy-Cons, I want to see how it works with a Pro Control, and I want to see how it works with a GameCube controller, because each of them I have a love for in different ways. Because don't get me wrong, a lot of people knocked the Joy-Cons, and I did at first, and for playing like certain games, like Zelda is definitely better for a Pro Controller.
Yeah. Oh yeah. It's
another
a more
prime
complete
example.
Experience.
I picked up FIFA, and I played that with the Pro Controller. I actually preferred it handheld, and it was such a nicer experience, which was really, really random. and for me, I've not really had a console where I have those two different experiences.
Disparity between where you can play, right? Yeah. I mean,
and what I prefer. So I'm just like,
I had that sort of experience with Wii, and Smash was an interesting one with that, because we used to have like 4-player Smash tournaments on Brawl, and Brawl, gets a lot of hate. Still, I think it's still a good game. The tripping was annoying, but it's still a good Smash game.
Okay.
We'd play it together. Me and friends would play it. Someone would have a single remote turned to the side, and they'd be happy with that. And I'm like, whoa, no, man, no, I need an analog stick, and I need a lot more
movement.
A lot more ergonomics when I'm using the control. But at the same time, classic control worked pretty good.
I love that classic control. It's such a good control.
and
you use nunchuck?
Yeah,
I never played
that's the way I played as well. And that's one thing the Switch kind of gets right, is that split Joy-Con can be quite relaxing. It would probably be a nightmare for Smash on Switch, just because I find that I can't be exaggerated in my movements with the control, because it's in my hand and it's not fixed in place. So if you imagine you've got a controller normally, and your back fingers are holding the controller in place and the other fingers are moving, but there's a solidity to what you're doing, it's very rigid. With split Joy-Con, if you're going crazy, it's going crazy with your hand, right? Because there's no centered feeling to it. And it's good anyway, but just for a game that involves precision,
I get what you're saying.
I'm skeptical about that being good for competitiveness.
I don't know, because you can look at it two ways. It's a hardcore game, but a casual game, and very rolled into one. So depending on who you're playing.
But I'm not going to play. If I play you, I just can't go casual, man.
There's
so much pride involved.
Yeah, but it's like me. Like when we played that on the Wii U, like okay, I was getting used to it, but I didn't give up because I was like, oh, I like this game.
It's a good game, right?
And I got really into it, and that was kind of one of the things of, oh, I want to play that game again, but I don't want to get another Wii U because I played what I wanted on there, moved it on before I got my Switch, and I stayed with the Switch now, and there hasn't been games apart from Zelda. Had fun with Mario, and I got like FIFA and Street Fighter and stuff, but I wanted something that I know that we can sort of jump online together, like Mario Kart, but we kind of have let that go a little bit.
Yeah, it's just par for the course with other games coming out after Mario Kart, like Mario. Yeah. I want to bring it up towards the end about like what I view Smash Bros. Doing with online, with competitive play.
Yeah, which is something we will talk about.
We've already sort of like completely swept into the third point I wanted to make, which was hopes for the game, because we also spoke about like for the game controllers, right?
Yeah, exactly. What it will look like.
Yes. So
I would personally really love them to do it in cell shaded like they did with
Zelda.
Oh
no.
Just because I love that look.
No, I'm a purist.
So you'll think it will look more like
I think
Mario Odyssey, like that brightness.
Yeah, I think it's going to look like Smash Wii U with a resolution bump, with more tessellation on the textures, better.
So would you have the background slightly cell shaded and then have the characters pop? Because that's what they kind of did with the Wii U one.
What they might do, one thing is for sure is the previous game, if they had released the deluxe, ironically it probably would have been a good fit for the first year.
Yes.
I'm glad they haven't, but the reason it would have been a good fit is because Smash for Wii U and Smash 3DS are the same game but completely different. They have different content, different levels. Because in the nature of its design, the size of the screen, it's clever to build the game around the
because obviously
But at the same time, I'd like to see a lot of that content, if not even all that content, to come back on the Switch version. I would like to see. So there was a huge amount of characters. I mean, you're talking perhaps maybe 30 characters, probably even 40 characters, and that's not an exaggeration as to what they were in total. I actually want the game to start with fewer characters.
Yes.
So a more core, not as few as the 64, but maybe in the area of where the Melee was. Start with a more basic character role, because you look at games like Rainbow Six Siege, which has season updates. They cycle in type of characters and certain levels. I don't want them to cycle stuff out permanently, but to cycle new stuff in would be a great way of doing it. It gets people playing with different characters.
Yep.
You're going to need the core because people are going to want their Fox. I'm going to want my Captain Falcon. You're definitely going to need Mario and Link and Kirby. You're going to need the old school original Melee set, I think.
What's the amount for the first set?
12.
I've heard that as well.
I say 12. I mean, might seem a bit low, but that's still more than the average Street Fighter game starts with.
No. If you think about it,
you got
the first Street Fighter come with 10 characters. I'm pretty sure it's 10. Or 8. 8, sorry. The second one come with 12. Which was a bit better.
Which was just the same Street Fighter game with the modern version of DLC, which is you have to buy the whole cart again because you can't edit your cart, right?
Yeah. But they're going to do this probably 12. I'd say 12 to 16. Depending on how big they want to make it and what is going into our third point, online.
Well, yeah. I mean, again, I'm still want to hold back on that, because in terms of the characters, I think you're going to have your Mario, your Luigi, right? Your Peach, and your Yoshi. Right? So that's 4. You're going to have Fox, because it's just a fan favourite. You cannot leave Fox out of the game, right? He's the pro player's character, right? Captain Falcon is a veteran. The first real unlockable, first one of 4 major unlockable characters from 64, and it's a major franchise.
Cool.
So you've got a main character from major franchise. You have Zelda, Link. You don't need maybe more than one Link to begin with, but you can need Zelda and Link.
Yes, definitely.
Doesn't necessarily need Ganondorf straight away, but
he can come later.
You look at the games that they've launched within the first year, the games that are already out, and I think you need characters from each one of those games. So you're going to need maybe oh, we got Mario already, but maybe something from Xenoblade Chronicles.
Yes.
I know we had Shulk before, but maybe don't start with Shulk, or maybe do start with Shulk and
Yep.
bring in a Xenoblade Chronicles 2 character, or
Yep.
start with a Xenoblade Chronicles 2 character first,
Go
and
the
bring
other way
Shulk.
around. Yeah.
You know, and I think that if you start with that will be solid, and then very quickly, all the time, bring out new characters. Start with a small amount of stages, but all the time bring out more stages. You know, AKA Splatoon 1, they done that.
But you know, from there, that the Splatoon characters are going to be in there.
There, and that's another example. Squid Boy, Squid Girl, starting characters. They've got to be starting characters.
Yeah, they are going to be starting characters. They wouldn't have that kind of...
9 to 10 characters already, right?
Yeah,
You see what I'm saying? So I think 12 would be... You're going to have Kirby because they've got another headline franchise. You're going to have... Because that's coming out.
Oh, you can have any of the Rabbids in there because they're
I'd
quite
love
big.
to see the Rabbids in there.
It's kind of like...
They should be rewarded for making a solid game from a third-party studio that's done the Mario license.
I don't think it'll come straight away. I think it'll come in a DLC pack.
Yeah.
But it depends how they're going to do the DLC. Are they going to do straight up, we're going to support this, you pay a 60 quid or whatever for the game and you get free updates?
So,
or are they going to do what they did on the Wii U and charge you for certain characters, which I don't mind.
so you
finally
pushed it to the final point.
Yeah, sorry.
I had a couple more things I'd like to have before we swing it back round. So is it unavoidable at this point? Because I think it's probably a big thing. It is a big thing. I'm pretty certain that Smash is going to launch the same day that the online service launches. The reason for that is the online service has been pushed back.
Yeah.
Right? Smash isn't going to come out in like 2 months' time. If it was, they would have said 2 months' time. It's just 2018. So that means anything up to December. The online service is pushed back to fall of
September, wasn't it?
Essentially September 2018. One of those two have been married up with one another, I think, afterwards. Or maybe even before, but maybe it's like Smash is going to take longer, let's delay the online service. Or online service is going to take longer, let's delay Smash. You're launching the first paid online service. Oh, not the first, because you had the BS, Satellaview? On the SNES anyway, in Japan.
It was that.
The first true online service from Nintendo. That's
for anyone who doesn't know, it was a TV with a SNES in it, and you just
they would broadcast levels and stuff. Really hard to explain. No one's played it because you can't play it now because
it's not existing.
It doesn't exist. You kind of can but can't. So you need to promote your service, right?
Yeah.
Mario Kart's been out for ages now. Splatoon's been out for ages now. People have been playing it for free anyway.
Yep.
Right? They're gonna want to play those games. Maybe they will pay for it, pay for the service.
Yeah.
Obviously, they're gonna have the virtual console and some other sort of incentive.
Yeah.
But you launch with one of the most popular franchises from the old school big boys of the gaming world, Nintendo, right? It has all of their characters and all of their history rolled into one.
Yeah.
That's a big, big thing. And that is an advertisement for people to go and play.
Yeah.
Paid, X amount for a year, £20 for a year, whatever it was. Right. So, I think that's what's going to happen. I also think that with that, they're going to roll out free DLC and free updates with Smash.
Yeah.
Right.
For the
with
paid online.
Paid stuff as well. Paid characters.
You're
you're going to get free stuff, and I think you're going to get paid stuff. You're going to get a season pass, but you're also going to get... And this is a big statement, obviously, because they haven't done this really before. But I still think that's what they're going to do for this game. It's going to be their games of service. It's going to compete with the likes of Overwatch, with the likes of
exactly.
Fortnite. Returning recurring user base.
Well, what it looks like, they're trying to get that as an esports title.
It's nearly there.
Yeah,
it kind of has been unofficially in terms of that scene, right? I mean,
why wouldn't it not be?
EGX and other gaming fighting tournaments.
Yeah, it's very big. Yeah,
Melee, obviously, but
it's got to a point where now I think, personally, if they do it correctly, they'll either do it one or two ways. A, they do it as a season pass, or B, they say, we'll do £25 plus the online service, and you get free updates. So the extra money that you would usually pay for just £20 for the online service, but they might say, £25 and you can get all the updates.
I don't know if they'll merge it entirely in terms of like...
No, I just think...
pay for the online service as a separate thing altogether, for sure. But, hey, this is very unlikely, but it might even go the route of like a subscription model. I mean, they shouldn't, but there's no reason to say why they wouldn't, right? They've got a game that's insanely popular. You've got to remember that outside Mario Kart, it's then Smash. It's like, you know,
Yes, it's in top 3. We know that.
Bear in mind, Pokemon isn't entirely their own property. They
No.
own a license to it and whatnot. So yeah, it's that big. Smash. It's that big of a game. This is a system-selling game. This sells more than what Halo does on Xbox. This sells more than what Uncharted does on PlayStation. Right? Historically, you know, I mean, it's hard to compare this gen because this gen was Wii U.
Wii U was kind of
3DS version sold over 10 million copies.
Oh, it doesn't surprise me.
Show you, right?
Well, if you're getting 10 million copies out of a handheld,
I need to verify that fact, but yeah, I'm pretty sure it did.
But it shows you what a handheld console hybrid has become, because it's everything that the other players want, but they're not prepared. They just went in full in.
Just the thought of bringing Smash
Handheld.
Setting up in a room, and go, right, let's do this.
Yeah, exactly. Or going to
8-player Smash now, bang, wow, chaos.
Well, we've got like enough people we know who've got
exactly
it.
Right.
And I think it will be one of these games that people will get.
Oh, it's gonna sell. I think it's
look at a Mario Kart group. The couple of techs, it just went nuts.
Yeah, exactly.
As soon as it's released.
And you know, it's the same. I'm going to touch on Metroid quickly. Metroid has not historically been a good selling game for Nintendo, and this is why again I go back to being, you know, talk about new Nintendo a lot, and I've spoken today about them being at their all-time best.
Yeah, definitely.
There's no financial incentive based on history to make another Metroid game. It just doesn't sell that well, but they've announced they're doing it, and not only have they announced they're doing it, they've announced they're doing what people want, right? And I think it will sell really good this time, because the user base has changed in the way that Nintendo games are.
Yeah, exactly.
Right? Nintendo has grown more in its nostalgia than it ever did before, but it stopped exploiting it as much.
Yeah.
You know, new games, like, you think you want the same Mario game we've got before, they swing you a new one you don't expect. You think you're going to get the same Zelda game you used to, they swing you a new one, you know, not what you think you'll want.
Zelda's a different kettle of fish now.
But
even Mario's a different kettle of fish.
Yeah, but that's what I'm saying to you, right? So they're not just playing on nostalgia play. This isn't just the name alone that's carrying them.
Yeah.
It's the name and the historical love that fans have, plus quality content, plus an expanded user base that's grown up, and the industry has grown up since the last Metro Prime game come out.
Yeah, exactly.
Right.
And you've got the 3DS version, which, to be fair, a few people have really recommended playing that.
The remake of Metro.
Yeah, on the
2.
3DS.
Yeah.
And it's just like, it's kind of now a fight between the 3DS and Switch, if you can see it.
It was scary when they released Federation Force, because that was like, no, the fans were upset, and I was worried Nintendo was going to take that as fans don't want Metro. Right? But luckily they heard fans wanted Metro Prime. But you talk about a fight between the 3DS and the Switch. I'm surprised Nintendo's still supporting the 3DS. I mean, we can touch on briefly, you know, GameCube port in terms of Luigi's Mansion. It's a bit of a weird one, but okay, it's coming to 3DS, right? They've got games announced for 2019.
But I don't think they don't want to penalise the 3DS customers, and I think maybe that new Smash might even eventually get a 3DS port.
I don't
think so?
No.
You think they keep it completely separate?
Yeah, the 3DS version for Wii U to Smash 3DS, incredible work done so it plays the same. But the art assets had to be changed.
Yeah.
The levels had to be made new. The controls have to be taken into consideration, because you then have a rigid control structure, which isn't as comfortable. When you're going from the Switch, you got a slightly more powerful version in the Wii U already, and you've got an emerging, growing console with an emerging user base.
And you also have the ability to bring out different style controllers.
Yeah, but not just that. You've got the game on the 3DS for Smash, right? So
okay,
you're going out of your way to give the 3DS users another Smash game. But then it's kind of like, well, why wouldn't you make a Wii one? And I get that the Wii U user base is only 13 million, but it's the same idea. It's unlike FIFA, where you just keep making games on the PS2 for 15 years. There's less incentive for them to do that for the 3DS. They could make tons of sales because there's a big install base, but they've been given a Smash. We had a Smash.
Yeah.
And I think a lot of fans would be happier to see all of the development effort
go onto Switch.
Make this game the biggest, best game ever.
Okay, so here's a conundrum. Just rewind slightly what I was talking about, controller.
Yeah.
a wireless GameCube style controller, so same as the GameCube, but with digital buttons, kind of like the Wavebird, but kind of a mix between, say, like the Wavebird and the Pro controller, just for Smash Bros. And I could see them doing something, because
I think they're more likely just to make a Pro controller with
C-stick.
Skin. Not even C-stick, just a Pro controller. Just with Smash Stream. I think you hit the nail on the head earlier when you said they're going to build it around the Pro controller.
Yeah.
Because why not? It's supposed to be, every controller's supposed to get better, right? Whether older players like me have nostalgia or an affection between certain controllers, the reality is R&D was invested into that Pro controller. It gets rave reviews. It's a solid, really well made controller.
The battery life is insanely good, isn't it?
I mean, there's so much that's good with that controller. The D-pad's a little bit of a nightmare. It could be great, but unfortunately, it's not. It's got design flaw rather than and I think fault in the design rather than
the way it plays. I think for certain games, it's really good.
The D-pad, if you feel it, you just push every direction. That's how you want a D-pad to feel. But the problem is, it doesn't go that way. You push it up, it slightly goes right. Like it's a fault with the actual making of the D-pads, which they've corrected with the latest version. So again, the Switch one might be alright. Unfortunately for me, the original Pro controller user, I've got a slightly unusable D-pad. Tetris just is a nightmare. I'm like, I didn't want it to go there.
I haven't actually used it much.
You notice it when games like Tetris where you have to use it fast and quick. But again,
yeah, exactly.
Digressing a little bit, I want to touch on one more thing that you kind of skipped over.
Yeah.
But I think it makes a better final point, and that is returning characters that I would like to see, or you would like to see, and
what new ones we like.
So let's go tit for tat here. I want you to start with a returning character that you would like to see, because bear in mind you're relatively new, so
the characters I really liked.
Start with one. We do two each.
I quite like Pit because he was kind of an interesting character.
I expect that. Yeah, okay.
I really liked Pit.
Bit of Flash character.
Yeah, he is. But I love the fact he could fly. That was one of the things. Starkets didn't fall off. He was one really good character. What about your character?
So I'm always going to go straight back to Captain Falcon. I've been playing Captain Falcon since the N64 and when he was blatantly overpowered. And in the GameCube one, he was just ridiculously fastest character in the game. They've nerfed him a little bit in the last couple of games, but yeah, Captain Falcon for me is my go-to Smash guy.
Fair enough.
Right, character number 2 for yourself.
That's a good one. Well, I already know that one of the characters or being kind of a default. They already showed in the trailer, so I don't have to worry about that. I would probably say, be interesting. I'm going to go for someone a bit different. I think I might like to see Samus.
Samus is going to return.
Yeah, it will do.
I mean, all these characters will, but Samus is...
a must.
So Zero Suit is a relatively new character, but you mean the original Samus in the Various Suit?
Well, no, I like both of them, but I prefer the...
Pick one.
Yeah, it would have to be the Zero.
Oh, okay. Alright, yeah.
Just because...
These younger generation Smash players.
They're fast, and I love the
She's
speed.
She's actually pretty good, yeah.
She is wicked, and her and Pit are the ones that I really, really got on with.
She fights in high heels.
Yeah, why not?
Right, I was going to say 2 returning characters, but I got 2 new characters, but I got quite a few in my head. But we'll go with 2 to begin with. What's a new character that has never been in Smash that you'd like to see appear in Smash?
Knowing what they do with the genre, I would actually quite like to see. My brain's gone. I've forgotten her name, but I want the woman from Breath of the Wild.
Sheik? No.
Who? You know the woman who you go to the desert level, who with all the town I think she'd be absolutely awesome.
You've made me forget the name now. Oh my god.
I can't remember the name
all the time, and I can't remember the name now. Yeah, she would be great. Yeah.
She'd be awesome. That was one character.
But then if they bring her, they're going to have to bring the 4 champions.
Which I think they will do, but not straight away. I think it's be DLC.
So I think they'll bring back the trophy system and keep them as just trophies. Because I see that more happening than playable. But it depends where they go with this. You see. It comes back to the hopes for the game.
Yeah, exactly.
If they go bigger and badder than ever before, again, they use a similar game engine, all the assets from the previous game, then you've got all your development time to make new assets, right? New characters.
Exactly.
You can make things work that just, and you can have character rosters like you never had before.
Yeah, exactly. You can have more stuff in it.
That's a good choice, though.
Second character.
Oh, no. Let me go first.
Go for it.
I've had a few go through my head, but I haven't played Rayman recently.
Oh, okay.
Right, and we're talking about Rabbids, but Rayman is the figurehead of that franchise. Rabbids are a byproduct, probably more recognisable now to kids. But Rayman, I mean, his moveset is built for it. He's got the directional punches, attacks, the helicopter glide down.
Yeah,
I just think like he's iconic. He's from a far enough back in gaming for him to have that nostalgic reference, and he's Ubisoft's
character,
mascot.
I could see that.
Ubisoft would love it. Nintendo have partnered with them. It'd be a good reward. I think his moveset would be pretty good. He's just built to be in that Smash universe, I think.
Fair enough.
And he's looks pretty damn cool in the latest games. So, yeah.
No, yeah, I can totally see where you're going with that.
I think that's a likely one, but whether it happens, that's another thing. You now, second one. Do this. Come on.
Second one. I've got a couple in mind, but it's quite possible it could happen. I would.
Doesn't matter how far fetched it is.
Okay.
What would you want?
I'd quite like Ken in there.
I don't think that's far fetched at all. Ryu's being in
Ryu's been in it, but have Ken.
I think they'll just use a skin. Ken is a skin.
Yeah, exactly. They're both.
I mean, there's like slight speed differences that I think. Yeah, Ken would be in it. You'd go to Ryu, you'd switch them over, and they both play slightly differently. Yeah, I think you could do that. That's pretty good. I see that if Ryu comes back happening. But then we're going to get 2 Street Fighter games by the end of the year on Switch.
Yeah.
But one is exclusive.
Yeah.
So, again, could totally be a thing.
Yep, that's why I sort of went for that, because obviously, but it won't be the standard Ken. It'll be Evil Ken.
No, that would be a skin for sure. No.
But it'd have to be Evil
Ken.
Ken.
Be that overpowered, broken nonsense. None of that. No.
But it'll counteract your overpowered Captain Falcon.
He's not overpowered anymore. A little bit. No, my second character.
Go for it.
It's tough because I'm like, okay, maybe Crash off the top of my head.
I was thinking
reason being as well is it comes from that same generation, right? That same era of when PS1. It's from the same sort of birth.
He'd have a good moveset, actually.
He'd have a good moveset. Secondly, he crashes back, right?
In the same trilogy's come to Switch.
Yeah, and the trilogy, and in the Direct, Nintendo made a point of that in a way that was very self-aware. We finally got Smash, right? This is actually happening. This franchise that we couldn't get to you, that we're giving it to you, and I think Crash can come. I think that'd be great. But we've said the 2 we'd like. I want to touch on some possibilities and unlikely ones. Not necessarily that I'd like, but that we could see going forward. So, if Smash becomes
huge,
fully open to third-party games, I mean, it has hinted at that. We've had Pac-Man, which is a gaming icon, so that's not as shocking. Snake was a bit more shocking, but then there was an exclusive remake of Metal Gear Solid on the GameCube, so maybe not as shocking. Sonic, not as shocking because of the history of Sonic and Mario. And
Sega have been working with Nintendo for ages now, exactly, so it's not surprising.
So a lot of these characters, the shock factor isn't too high in having them on the system. The biggest shock for me was Cloud. Couple of reasons. Cloud has never featured on a Nintendo system. Right? Because...
But Square Inc.
Yeah, but it was a PlayStation exclusive, right? Yeah. It was synonymous with the PlayStation brand. And when I first saw that, I initially thought they were going to announce some sort of... But
they did get Final Fantasy on the SNES.
Yeah, but that's that was before the breakup. That was that, Cloud is the...
Iconic.
It's the, screw you Nintendo, we're going to PlayStation moment for Square. So, there was a lot of healing to be done in that process. It wasn't until a few years later that we saw some GBA games sort of coming about and Square made up a little bit. But again, we never got a fully fledged Final Fantasy game. Again, a numbered Final Fantasy game on a Switch on a Nintendo platform since. So that's massive. And Cloud is the most iconic Final Fantasy character, probably in terms of hero.
Yeah.
That came to the Switch. I was like, well, why Cloud? That's an unusual. I mean, it wasn't the fact the crowd vote either. That was nothing to do with the public vote that they did. That was
really
just
popular.
But he is popular. But that was a separate decision that they made. So I initially thought, oh, some sort of maybe we finally get FF7 like in the eShop or something like that. It never happened. But it did show that they're open to any franchise that isn't necessarily synonymous with Nintendo.
Yep.
So next begs the question: we've had Phil from Microsoft say he wants Banjo on there. That is related to Nintendo.
Yeah.
And he wants it on the Nintendo platform, and I think Nintendo would be open to that with a history of Rare, their partnership. Again, it's not an advertisement to go necessarily to play these games on other consoles, because Cloud would be there, right?
Yeah, exactly.
That's what I'm saying, right? And if anything, it does Nintendo a huge boost. It advertises Nintendo as, if you like, the grandfather of the industry.
I don't think it's so far-fetched. Cause
I don't think it's far-fetched at all.
They're getting Nintendo icons on Minecraft, that's it.
Right.
I couldn't think of it. On
Rocket
the
League.
Yeah, Rocket
These
League.
games are
as well.
exclusive to Nintendo versions, but they're in games that are on all platforms, right?
Yeah, well, actually, the Nintendo stuff was in the Xbox reveal when they said they're doing.
Oh yeah, with Minecraft, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. That was an unusual, weird moment as well.
It is because I think because Microsoft are trying to partner and maybe lend a few things from there.
I think everybody wants to be on Nintendo's side, and
because they don't want to see them fail.
But exactly, and this is the weird conundrum of competitive industry, right? They two pillars are bad because you only have two choices. The competition can work in cahoots, not intentionally, but you want to charge 600? Cool, we'll charge 599. That's not pushing real competitive pricing down. It's one or the other. With Microsoft and Sony, they've really bigged up Nintendo in a way where they're trying to box them in, so they're not competition. And Nintendo's own fault with the Wii U, we're not directly competing. Blue Ocean strategy. Well, with the Switch, Nintendo's openly said they're competing with the other two, but at the same time, they still aren't. Yeah, because it's still offering a different experience.
Exactly, you're not looking for the same experience.
Exactly,
are you?
And this is where I think we might see partnerships. I might even see Master Chief. I can totally see Master Chief coming over. And in that respect, even Drake.
Do you think if Drake could come over?
Because there's no more handheld consoles to be made, right? And these other two consoles are moving towards a power difference that is ever growing between Nintendo and Nintendo. Know and choose to not go in that direct competition. What Nintendo ends up becoming with Smash Brothers as a whole actually becomes the game of games. It becomes like this game is the total homage to all things gaming, and it's going to pull in all gamers. But at the same time, it's going to do Sony a bit of a good service. It's going to do Microsoft a bit of a good service because it's making users aware or re-invoking their emotions to those brands and those characters and those franchises. I can see the mascots from the two major systems being on Smash. Unlikely, I admit, but I don't think it's impossible.
Tomb Raider.
Oh, Tomb Raider's I think is quite. Lara Croft is more likely because it is a third party character.
Tomb Raider.
But again, never been on a Nintendo console.
Hasn't.
Well, on a handheld, I think there was a Tomb Raider version, 2D Tomb Raider game. I think on the GBA, but I might be wrong.
I have a slight feeling you're correct. I can't remember. I'd have to have a look. But I think there is a lot of characters that come into it. I really think I wouldn't be surprised if we get some few shockers. If it's rare, we could see Joe in the Dark.
See, I could see Joe in the Dark if Microsoft. I mean, first of all, Rare given the license to make that game again. I think totally depends on the success of Sea of Thieves, because Rare have been boxed in, not being given any creative license to make proper games, if you like. I mean, I use speak quotations there because I'm one of those people that a game is a game, but in the conventional sense of what Rare is known for, they've been given an opportunity with Sea of Thieves. If that's a success, who knows? Maybe Microsoft will be like, hey, we've got this dormant franchise we own that we can try and tap into. I don't see why they would. I mean, there's little incentive to do it right now. It's an overpopulated market. You've got a leading franchise that's the same in terms of gameplay, in terms of Halo. I must say gameplay, but it's first-person shooter. So But if they do decide to do that, I can see Joanna Dark making a little bit of a return. But
they could. It's kind of hard to say, isn't it? What they can do.
I mean, in a nutshell, I think any character has room to be in Smash.
Yeah,
that's the reality of it. With the likes of Mega Man, Ryu, Snake.
Man, they had Wii Fit training the other one.
But
Game & Watch.
Yeah, but they're still Nintendo properties, right? These other ones aren't, and I think that's the big thing here.
That's the big pull, isn't it? You are right on that, and it's just who we get, how they're represented, what moves.
Overwatch characters, you don't know what can come over, right?
Exactly.
Steve from Minecraft, the main guy from Minecraft.
Oh yeah, true. Yeah. You could do a Minecraft character. Why not? Because Minecraft's on there, so
you got all these indie characters. I mean, I didn't even mention Shovel Knight. Shovel Knight deserves to be in Smash. He's got his own amiibo, right? He's a homage to that era of gaming. Put up on a pedestal by Nintendo as an indie game.
Maybe even the main character from Steam Dig World could pop in there.
Again, this is
another good character.
This is the possibility that the new Switch can have, and it can never get too populated because if a character doesn't play well, people just won't use that character.
And it'll just get.
And if it's overpowered, it'll get patched out and nerfed.
Yeah.
It's totally doable. And this game, swinging back to what the original Final Point was going to be, this is a game of service. I totally see this being the Overwatch, the Destiny, the World of Warcraft. This is a game that, through subscription or through some sort of DLC or whatever method,
will keep drawing people back.
It will keep coming back, new content continuously, and it might just be called Smash Brothers. Like it literally might not have a title and name. It just might be Super Smash Brothers, and that's it. Like, which
will be good because then it's not.
How often can you reinvent the wheel, right?
Yeah, exactly.
You know?
I think they're kind of moving towards that, and I think we saw that with the second DLC of Zelda as well. How they were like, oh, we're going to add another story in here, and I think they'll keep doing it, and I think they're going to add a few bits to Mario in a few months to do the same thing.
But it's still slightly different to what I hope Smash goes. I don't think
Smash will be.
You still need a new Zelda game at some point, but you still need a new Mario game. But I think Smash could just be this. One hope, massive hope, just before we wrap this up, is Subspace Emissary. It was a single-player campaign on the Wii version that was missing for All Intents and Purposes on the Wii U.
Okay.
And essentially it turned the game into a platformer beat-em-up, where you have characters and it has a full-fledged story for each character that has an intertwining story. And it was just really clever. It didn't play that great, but it was good enough to give you a solo experience. Bring that back. That needs to come back, because if that comes back, that could be done so much better.
So you're saying, so you could have that single player experience to get used to the game, and then
it was a really good single player experience. It was co-op.
Oh, nice.
Yeah.
Co-op game. Well, they are into coach co-op, so that's not couch co-op. Sorry.
Coach co-op.
Coach co-op.
We nearly made it without mistake.
Yeah, it's almost. But yeah, so they're into the 2-player sofa. Let's go on the gameplay. We've seen that. Splatoon's the same. Street Fighter, even the Neo Geo games they brought 2-player on them, because I played a few of them now. And I must admit I totally enjoyed it.
It brought back local multiplayer in a way that I'm just so happy for.
It's because everybody else has been ignoring that.
Yeah, I mean it was taking out Halo, right, and things like that.
It's doing the job that people don't know. They've had it, but forgotten they've had it.
Yeah, you don't know what you missed until you've got it.
That's what I mean. Right?
Yeah. But we're reaching 55 minutes now. I think we should wrap this up now.
I totally agree.
Tell us a passionate point. Smash Brothers on Switch is big news. But stay tuned. Bring podcasts back to more regular
time slots.
Weekly occurrence. Yep. They won't always be this long. I think this is just a big, beefy reveal. We
haven't been on for a while. Exactly. Life, cars, and all the other madness that goes wrong in your life. Weather,
the country shuts down when you have an inch of snow in the UK.
Yeah.
But yeah,
and you live more than 10 minutes from each other.
we'll keep you updated. Keep the discussion going on with Smash and all things
definitely.
Nintendo and all things gaming, all things PC, all things Microsoft, all things Sony. It's been Mike. It's been Riddle. Stay switched on.